If you're feeling sad, it might be time to grab your journal and a favorite medium that you like to use. I realized a long time ago that my journal, my art journal, tells a story. It's sort of a mixed media, junk journal, art journal process. It tells my story of ups and downs, the parts of life that maybe at the moment feel really crummy, but when you look back at it, it's the beauty of what is your life. Really, a journal is your BFF, your best freaking friend. It doesn't talk back to you. It just holds parts of your life that might be important or not so important. It doesn't matter. Here's one way, this is one exercise to tell part of your story. I'm going to urge you to pick a color related to your feelings for today. Let's pick a color. So these are my Caran d'Ache water-soluble crayons. You could pick 1 or 2 colors or 3 colors, whatever you feel like using in the moment. I also have this Posca pen. You don't need this. You could have anything simple, just any kind of, this is a Uniball Vision pen. I brought a brush and I brought some paint. So I have these 2 colors. One is Summer Haze and the other one is Pool. They're Martha Stewart craft paints. It doesn't matter. Use anything you have. Don't let not having what I'm using stop you. Pick your favorite colors and let's get started. I'm going to take the crayons. So the ancient secret is what cave people knew millennia ago when they started drawing cave paintings or cave hieroglyphs on a wall in a cave. So pick a crayon that you like. It could be anything. Now the beauty to these water-soluble Caran d'Ache crayons, these are Neocolor 2s. I can make them smudgy. So I'm going to start out, even though I've got this drawing on here, I'm not even going to worry about this. I'm going to start out just kind of making a circle. And I'm going to go until I feel like I want to stop. Now I'm going to add in this other color. I'm going to be thinking about how I want to feel, not how I do feel, even though I talked about this being about chasing away sadness. This is an important lesson in how to play. So what we're actually doing here, and maybe what the cave people were doing back in the day, is we are playing. We are taking risks. We are using whatever we have on hand to make some art. It doesn't have to be museum worthy. It just has to be some art. So I'm also going to add a little dollop of paint here. This is craft paint. So this is Martha Stewart's craft paint. Any craft paint will work. Any paints at all that you have on hand. And I'm going right over my circle with this. And I might color in the center of the circle, or I might just lift it up and just go over the Caran d'Ache crayons. Now, sometimes these crayons will smudge, and they probably are smudging and we can't really tell. And I'm just playing. Here's what's happening. I'm really just feeling the smoothness of the paint dragging on the paper. I'm not worried about the other things that are underneath here. I just want to feel that smoothness. Again, you don't have to have anything special. Use what you have on hand. This could be a very simple exercise. If all you have on hand is some magazine images and some glue, use that. If all you have on hand are some crayons from your kid's backpack or your grandkid's backpack or your niece's or nephew's backpack, use that. And just start playing and feeling what is here. Now my paint is drying quite quick today. It's very warm here. My office is very warm. So the paint's drying very quick. Now I'm going to think of something else I want to add to this. So now while we're playing, I'm going to take this pencil I have and I'm going to try to dig into what I have going on here. This means nothing. This is not a masterpiece. This means nothing. I'm just doing what feels like it would feel good to me. So I've dug into here and I've created this sort of crazy background back here. I love to add some black. So I'm going to take my black Uniball Vision. here. Now I'd tell you I can't even make a circle, but this is kind of coming out okay, right? I have no idea what this is going to be. I'm playing right now. So I'm thinking about other things that I could add to this. I have these Stabilo woody pencils. These are kids' art supply that a lot of artists use. And they're creamy and, again, a water soluble. So maybe I'm just going to add those here. I'm going to try dissolving it with my wet brush. Now it sort of does a little resist thing here in this section, because this is craft paint, and that's fine. I mean, I'm not worried about that. You might have a bigger brush or a smaller brush. Now, I like to add white sometimes, so I might add a little white here somewhere, maybe here. Some of these supplies, even though I made them wet once already, some of them might smudge more as I'm using them. This is some gesso. This works like white paint for me. I just am using this because it's what I had handy, and I felt like using white paint, and I don't have my white paint handy. And then I have this gift card, something like that. So now my point to telling you about the underneath stuff might smudge while I'm doing this into this white paint. I kind of don't care. I'm just playing, and I'm trying to figure out what feels good, what I want to think about using next. And you can see some of the purple did smudge here. I like that. Okay, I just put a dollop of this Summer Haze on there. I'm going to kind of spread this out. And I'm going to take this bubble wrap I have. Now you could use anything you have bubble wrap wise. And I'm going to pull it off just like that. And I'm going to stamp this other side with the rest of what was on that paper. And you could see there was some other stuff, paint on this prior, that stuck to the blue. I kind of like that. And I'm going to try lifting some over here again. I don't know if that will work, but let's try it. Ooh, and it left some of that little chunkiness that was on here, the little colors that were dried and old on there. And I certainly love that. So this is palette paper. I wanted to take this round cap and I wanted to put some circles on our page by just pressing them in. Because I'm just going to do a little mark making with this. Now, if your pages are bent up, sometimes it's better to hold it down while you're trying to mark make. Since we started this side, I decided that I should keep going on this side a little bit, especially if you feel like you're in the mood to keep going. Who doesn't love this color? Wow. Again, remembering we're just playing. This isn't meant to be some kind of masterpiece. This is meant to let go. So that's what we're doing here. Ugh, I love this blue color. Wow. I want you to use any supply that you have. Now, I'm not suggesting, nor should you run out and buy supplies. If you want to, that's fine. I get it. You can buy something like the Caran d'Ache crayons. You can buy them by the single crayon. So pick 2 or 3 colors maybe and purchase just to play with and see what you get and see what you like. I'm going to add one more. Now this is not going to be a finished piece. My intention was not for that. I just wanted to give you some ways that you could play in your journal. You could play and release any of the sadness that you're feeling any frustrations, anything really. This doesn't work for just sadness, although, oh, can you see the resist that's happening in here from the paint, from the bubble wrap with the paint on it before? Wow, I really love this. So this resist thing is something that I really, really love. So you would pick whatever supply you have, whatever your favorite supply is. I urge you to think about what your favorite supply is. And then you could do something like, you could write. You could take these empty spaces and write in them. You could write going this way or write across. I have this white marker, so you could do just some marks. The sky's the limit with your playing. You can do anything you want, and if you end up not liking the page, it's okay. You can remake this page at some other point, or you can leave it as a memory. Like I said, this is like a life story. This is a page in time. It's a day or an hour of your life. And this is the beauty to these sort of pages. Anything can be art. So this would maybe just be a beginning, or it could be a finished page. Can you see the shimmering here? Oh, I love this. Look at this one. Can you see it shimmering? I knew I needed this paint. And can you see this shimmering? I love it. So much fun. Okay, I'm going to let this dry. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will catch you next week.